Halloween episode of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee is so terrifying, so scary, that you will shit yourself. And no, we don't mean this as a casual, lighthearted, jocular, jokey statement, meaning you'll laugh. We mean it is so scary, you will shit yourself. To avoid embarrassing damage and staining of your trousers, not to mention a negative impact to your dignity, we recommend one of two things. When you listen to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast Halloween special, be seated on the toilet so that when you shit yourself, well, you know what will happen. Now, we realize not everyone wants to listen to a podcast on the potty. Therefore, we recommend you purchase an adult diaper or nappy, depending on what country you're in, and wear it so you can responsibly listen to the Halloween episode of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, shit yourself, and then dispose of it in a responsible way. And by responsible way, we don't mean just tie it up and sling it over the fence into the neighbor's garden. Your neighbor will know damn well who flung it because they know what type of human being you are, that you would even listen to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. I mean, really, the only type of human being that would fling a filled nappy or diaper over a garden wall would be a regular listener of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, as no other decent member of society would do that. Anyway, enjoy the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast, Halloween special, and enjoy it responsibly and clean. The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Journey to dimensions of existence even more moronic and idiotic than ours. Alternative universes of such stupidity that we've constructed. The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. Warning! The following comedy is intended for mature audiences and for those not easily offended. If you're of a delicate disposition and offend easily, for example, if we refer to you as a silly cunt, we recommend stop listening immediately, cancel us now, and fuck off. And off we go to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee Control Center. Control Center, engage. Multi-dimension navigation calculated. Multiverse circuits on. Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, initiate connection. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Are you overcome by the uncontrollable desire to take your sharp, pointed teeth, cruise the clubs in the area, find a gorgeous hunky guy, bite down hard on his tush, and just suck all the blood out of that big beefy behind of his? Well, you may be a gay vampire. On the next Yes, It's Another Morning, Count Bella Blasco, author of the no-selling book that didn't sell well because he had the idea of writing a book about the trials and tribulations of a gay vampire, but didn't actually write it and publish it, is not going to be on the show to talk about it since we're recording Yes, It's Another Morning during the day, and because he's a vampire, he can't come out of his coffin during the day to record it. All this and more, but first, due to the numerous complaints over the graphic and gory nature of last week's episode, this week's Shock Theater will be edited for the emotionally frail, easily scared, and triggered. It was a stormy night. And we've just been informed some people get triggered by night because it's dark and they get scared. We'll change it to daytime. It was a stormy day, and we've just received more trigger warnings. Some people feel down and blue when it rains, and it gives them what they call unofficially the rainy day blues. Very well. It was a brightly lit sunny day. A woman was walking down an alleyway, and okay, trigger warnings. Never mind. It was a brightly lit sunny day. A woman was walking down a crowded main street. A shadow on the wall behind, and okay, trigger, no triggering shadow was on the wall. People find shadows triggering. A woman was walking. It was a main street, there were no shadows, and now people are getting creeped out and triggered by the music. Okay. So the woman's walking, and look, this isn't gonna work. This is a vampire story, and this isn't gonna work now because vampires can't be out in the sun, so it's not a vampire. And the strange man that was approaching the woman who was a vampire can't approach her because men approaching women can be triggering to women. So he no longer stops and sucks her blood, but he casually walks by and tips his hat and wishes her a good day and walks away. And oh my God, now I'm being told that have a good day can be triggering to people who aren't having a good day, and he can't tip his hat even because some people get triggered by hats. So, well, that's it for another episode of non-triggered, triggerless shock theater. Another terrifying excursion completely fucking ruined because of you fucking snowflakes, you goddamn snowflake, fragile, breakable, pathetic bastards. Every goddamn Halloween, I just want to put a decorative pumpkin on my windowsill for Halloween, and I was told to take it down because it triggers people. And I say, what? It's a fucking pumpkin. And she says, it triggers people with nut allergies. And I say, what the fuck do you mean it's a fucking pumpkin? And she says, yes, but the pumpkin seeds inside can be confused for nuts. So I've had to take the fucking pumpkin down and replace it with a goddamn avocado. Do you know how stupid it looks to have a jack-o'-lantern carved in a fucking avocado? It's just too retarded for words. You woke mamby-pamby bastards are ruining Halloween, and I'm sick and tired of it. Anyway, that's this week's episode of Non-Triggered Shock Theater. I hope it didn't scare you, and if it did scare you, you need to be taken away and put in a fucking padded cell. Next week's Non-Triggering Shock Theater story will feature a story about a werewolf, only they've had to shave all the fucking hair off the werewolf's face. Because a werewolf can trigger people, and now it triggers me. It triggers derisive laughter when I see a werewolf's shaved face that looks like a shaved donkey's arse. Trigger warnings. I'll take my dick out and wave it at you. That'll trigger a warning. Well, tune in next week, and now I can't even sign off with my trademark Vincent Price-like fiendish laugh. Well, fuck your mother. That image should trigger something.
Vote for us with a bloody gore party. This election day, you have a choice. You can either vote for our bloody gore party candidate or the other candidate. Let me tell you something about your choice. If you dare vote for my opponent, we will track you down, slaughter you in grisly, unimaginable ways that are so unimaginable that you couldn't imagine them. That's why we call it unimaginable. If it wasn't, it would be imaginable, and we would just say the way that we would kill them, because you could imagine it. So imagine a way of someone dying that's unimaginable, and, well, that's how we'll murder you, and then we'll eat your flesh while you're still alive. We will eat your flesh, obviously seasoned with Tabasco sauce. If you've ever had Tabasco sauce on an open wound, well, and we will bathe merrily in your blood. And if you think you could sneak into the poll station and vote and we won't find out, well, we will find out. We know. Our eyes are everywhere. We know if you'll betray us or not. Yes, we know exactly how you'll vote, and we know where you live. You think we're playing with you? Well, go ahead, vote for our opponent and see what happens. You can vote for me, or you can vote for my opponent, Mr. Crabtree. Here are some testimonials of people who decided to vote for my opponent, Mr. Crabtree. Sir, who did you vote for?
I voted for Mr. Crabtree. Ah! Ah!
Ma'am, who did you vote for?
I voted for Mr. Crabtree.
Mister, who did you vote for?
I voted for Mr. Crabtree. Ah!
This election, the choice is simple. Mr. Crabtree or death.
Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. Switch to shameless begging for sponsorship mode. Initiate. If you're a subscriber, many thanks. We love you and appreciate your generosity. And if you're not a subscriber and you like the podcast, subscribe to us on the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee podcast Patreon page for the uncensored and ruder full-length episodes, exclusive content, special events, offers, and even more cool shit. We aim to give you original, uncensored, well-produced comedy, and that costs money. You can also purchase the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee by Elliot Stein on Amazon. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK. That's BOMT for Battery-Operated Magic Toupee.UK.
And now we return to...
The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. Battery-Operated Magic Toupee multi-dimensional circuit. Upload more crap.
You're about to enter another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of smells. A journey into a wondrous land of imagination called the Twitlike Zone. When is a man not a man? When he is a vegetable or fruit. Meet Mr. Gerber, a typical man who finds himself no longer a man. Not quite vegetable, not quite fruit, but trapped somewhere in the middle, in the Twitlike Zone. Tonight's episode, Mr. Gerber, the fruit and veggie monster.
Yes, come in. Holy shit! Your head is a fucking pumpkin. What the fuck? Sorry, you're a doctor. You need some fucking sensitivity about people's looks. You can't have a woman walk in and scream, "Oh my god, that fucking goiter hanging off your neck." A little professional sensitivity, please. It does, however, look like your head is, pumpkin, I know, doctor. I need help, and I don't know if anybody can help. You see, my body is constructed from vegetables and fruit. Vegetable and fruit, I see. What's going on here? Well, let's take a urine sample and we'll go into... No need for that. I pee cabbage juice. Cabbage juice pee? Yep. Cabbage juice pee. Okay, well, let's take a stool sample and we'll... I poop cucumbers. You poop cucumbers. Proper cucumbers. Perfect for salads. I sell them directly to the local organic food market. Would you like a cucumber?
No?
Are you sure?
No, thank you. I'm off cucumbers lately, since today, since right now. How did this happen?
Well, it was earlier in the year of our Lord, 1898.
Why did you have to say it that way? I know what year it is.
It's exposition. The people listening don't know what year it is.
Nobody's listening. There's just you and me in this room. What, there's some magic broadcasting thing where what we're saying is being heard by other people on some kind of magical futuristic recording device or some kind of a incredible streaming internet kind of thing. Carry on with your story.
I had woken up that morning. I drank a glass of water, and then I went to the toilet, and I produced a slightly soft bowel movement, and as I looked down and I examined...
We don't need to know that. Of course you woke up that morning. If you didn't wake up that morning, you'd be dead. And do your bowel movements have any bearing on the story you're about to say?
Well, no, it doesn't. But I want people to know that I eat a good diet, and that, for the most part, I have regular bowel movements.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your digestion is completely stuffed up. Just get on with the story. You need to realize where you're heading when you begin these stories. You gotta get right on with it. This is why nobody likes to listen to you.
Okay. Never mind the bowel movement. So while I'm grinding out a few knuckle babies, and I jizz over a photograph of Marlene Dietrich.
Unnecessary grinding out a knuckle baby. Why? Why do we have to know that you're, as you're so elegantly putting it, grinding out a knuckle baby?
Well, I want people to know that I can still crank out a knuckle baby or two.
It's unnecessary. We don't need to know that.
I want people to know that my male reproduction system is functioning well. I have no difficulty getting hard and erect.
And why do we need to know that you're doing it over a photograph of Marlene Dietrich?
Well, I wanted people to know I was into women. They might wonder, gee, I wonder what the hero of this story masturbates to. Does he do it to women, or pics of muscle men, or toy boys?
It's not necessary, and Marlene Dietrich was born in 1901, and you said that it's 1898. She hasn't been born yet, so you're cranking your doodle while fantasizing about someone who doesn't exist. Look, if you're going to tell a story, you've got to know where to begin it.
Okay. Let me continue. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. I walked to the door. I notice a feeling in my nostril, a stuffy feeling, and I stick my finger in. I swirl it around a bit, and I take out a...
We don't want to know that. Just get on with answering the fucking door.
Okay. I open the door. There's a messenger, and he gives me a letter. The messenger reminded me of a rude rendezvous I had with a young tuba player who had the most unusual bend of his schlillischlager, and...
Get on with the letter!
Okay. The letter was from Professor Jarvis. Jarvis was up to something with his highly secretive experiments. His colleagues were worried about him. The message read, "My experiments at a crucial phase. Please come immediately." So I take off my trousers and I begin cranking out another knuckle baby while fantasizing a nude lithogram of Hillary Clinton. Then I realized the message spelled come, C-O-M-E, and I misread it as C-U-M. Come immediately.
I'm not even going to mention what's wrong with that bit. Please, fast forward it to arriving at the castle.
Okay. It was a stormy night, and I arrived at my old friend and colleague, Professor Jarvis.
Gerber.
Well, I'm here. What business do you have of me in the midst of this ungodly storm?
I brought you here to show you this.
My God!
My experiments will change humanity, will alter the future of the world.
Are they really that critical?
Here are a few of my experiments. Behold, this is Pussface. I've taken a woman's vagina and transplanted it to where her mouth is.
My God, why would you do such a fiendish thing?
I wanted to see her eat an Italian salami without slicing it, just, you know. Oh boy. And this...
My God, that's hideous.
This is my greatest experiment. I've taken this man, I've removed his arse, and put it where his face is.
Why would you put his arse where his face should be?
I wanted to see him chew bubblegum and blow the bubbles. I got a little carried away with that particular experiment and started, playing like I'm God and all that stuff. It was sick. But this will prove my genius. Behold.
I don't understand this. Looks like you've gone to a supermarket and bought different fruit and veg, and you constructed some kind of giant fruit vegetable creature.
A giant fruit and vegetable monster.
A monster! A pumpkin for the head, cucumbers, carrots for the arms and the fingers, a turnip for the legs, squash for the feet, a massive cabbage for the body.
But don't forget that.
An eggplant penis, and you dressed it up in a ballerina costume.
I will infuse it with electricity. Do you think I merely invited you to marvel at my ingenious experiment?
Yes, I do.
A little, but that's not the main reason. I did want you to marvel, but there's a bigger reason. I'm going to remove your brain and implant it in my creature.
You mean you're gonna put my brain in the pumpkin head?
Yes. Mankind has ruled this planet long enough as a bumbling, stumbling fool, and look what it's done to the planet. This world will no longer be under the dominion of man. One day, this world will not be ruled by men, incompetent men, but a race of fruit and vegetable men that will rule the world.
Doctor, you're mad.
I am not mad. I do not appear to hold any feelings of anger. I am not feeling mad.
No, I don't mean mad as in anger, as in you're pissed off.
But you said I was mad.
No, the other type of mad. I mean, you're fucking insane.
Why did you say that? Why are you telling me that I'm mad when I'm not feeling any anger? You should be saying, Doctor, you're fucking insane.
Well, I thought it sounded harsher.
It doesn't sound harsher. It's confusing. Have some accuracy. You're telling me I'm mad. Now I got to look at what am I angry about. That's completely different.
Well, now you're mad.
Of course I'm mad. I'm mad because you're telling me that I'm mad when I wasn't mad. You should have said I was insane. And when people start telling me how I'm feeling when I'm not feeling that way, that makes me mad.
That's insane.
Exactly. We got off to a bad start. Can we agree? I'm not mad. I'm not angry with you or anyone else.
Okay, we can concede that.
I'm just insane.
Okay, though you're very happy in yourself, and you're not in a bad mood, nor angry with anyone per se, you're insane.
Am I insane? They called Dr. Philip Bedin insane when he locked himself in a closet and shoved pickles in his arse.
My God, anal pickling, gherkins.
Dill. They said Professor Schmuttenlacker was insane because he dressed as an Armenian tap dancer and went through to the forest picking truffles and shoving them in his arse, and then delighted at the confusion of truffle-sniffing pigs when he stood next to them.
Well, that's pretty insane.
I just said people said he was insane. You know, if you could just let me finish a fucking sentence. Do you think I could finish a fucking sentence without you jumping to conclusions like that? This is the shit that makes me mad.
You mean insane?
No, makes me mad when you don't let me finish it. It's time for fruit and vegetable to rule. But I don't want my brain in that veg body. You will have no choice. So you see, Doctor, that's my story. So, Doctor, what should I do?
I don't know what to do.
The story's run out.
What? There's no more script.
Hold on. Yes, this is the last page.
Where's the Twitlike zone twist?
Well, it could be that the Twitlike zone twist is we were expecting a surprise twist, Twitlike zone ending, and there isn't one. It just stops right here with us talking, and that's the surprise twist, Twitlike zone ending.
This is why I don't want to do any more of these fucking Twitlike Zone episodes. They suck. I mean, the last Twitlike Zone episode that I was on, my agent promised me it'll be good this time. There'll be an exciting twist in the script. And then everyone terrible. The last she sent me was about a woman named Eleanor S. She dreams that she's dead. Eleanor wakes up, discovers she's in a coffin, and realizes she's been dead all along. Gee, what a fucking twist that was. And this heaping pile of Twitlike Zone script I was given. Woman wakes up, hears a strange noise outside, assumes it's a murder, gets all scared, looks out the window, and sees it was just a flatulent alley cat passing gas. Not much of a twist. What else is a flatulent alley cat gonna do? It's gonna pass gas. What a surprise! A flatulent cat farting. I was expecting the flatulent cat would tap dance or play Sonny Boy on the spoons, but it farts. Mind blower.
Don't let it get you down. Here you go. Have a cucumber.
Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. Upload stop. Disengage.
As we gain a higher understanding of stupidity, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Hence we bid farewell to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, pooting and spooing and farting thick brown smoke as it dimly staggers from reality to reality on its moronic mission.
The Halloween episode of the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee. You have been listening to the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee, the podcast. It was performed and was written and produced by Elliot Stein. Copyright 2025, Gargoyle Entertainment. If you're a subscriber, many thanks. We love you and appreciate your generosity. And if you're not a subscriber and you like the podcast, subscribe to us on the Battery-Operated Magic Toupee podcast Patreon page for the uncensored and ruder full-length episodes, exclusive content, special events, offers, and even more cool shit. We aim to give you original, uncensored, well-produced comedy, and that costs money. You can also purchase the book, The Battery-Operated Magic Toupee by Elliot Stein on Amazon. And you can visit our webpage at BOMT.UK. That's BOMT for Battery-Operated Magic Toupee.UK.